Hello everybody, welcome back to another Buns video. Today we'll be going over the top 10 running backs entering the 2018 NFL season. And just to clarify what this list is about, I'm not saying who were the best running backs last year. I'm saying who I feel are the top 10 running backs entering this next season. So there are like one or two guys on this list who did not really produce it all last year. But they will be on this list because in the past they have shown they have so much talent that they will be a top running back entering next season. For example, David Johnson. So this is a series I would like to start doing for the channel for other positions. If you guys like this, please let me know. But for now, let's get into it. As an honorable mention, really quick, we have Melvin Gordon, the running back for the LA Chargers. He was very good last year. The reason he didn't crack the top 10 though was his yards per carry was very bad, and overall he wasn't the most effective running. He was an alright receiver though, so this will place him as our honorable mention. At number 10, we have Alex Collins. Collins was a very good running back last year when he got the opportunity. Even with All-Pro right guard Marshall Yanda injured, Collins was still able to almost get 1,000 yards, and he didn't even start all these games really. He had a really good yards per carry average and was overall a really good running back. He ran with really nice power, and Pat was really the only guy who was good on that Baltimore Ravens offense. He was getting really no help out there, as Baltimore's best receiver was Brashad Perriman, something terrible like that, and Joe Flacco just can't really throw it anymore. So Collins is able to get nearly 1,000 yards without Marshall Yanda, with no other offensive weapons to help him out, and without even starting all 16 games. That helps him crack the top 10 running back list in only his second season, I feel. At number 10, we have Dion Lewis, who's now with the Tennessee Titans. Dion Lewis, not many people talk about him as being a super good running back, but I feel he is a very good one. He was one of the only running backs last year to average over 5 yards per carry while having the minimum amount of carries to qualify for that stat. And he was a really explosive runner for the Patriots, ran with elusiveness, really good elusiveness. He was able to contribute a bit to the passing game as well, chipping in about 300 yards receiving. With Tennessee, he will probably be a backup though, since Derrick Henry is there and Tennessee doesn't want to scrap the Henry project yet. But when I say backup, I mean backup, because Tennessee runs the ball so often, he might get even more carries at Tennessee than he did with New England, even as a backup. DeMarco Murray and Henry both got over 170 carries for the Titans last season. So Lewis is a great back. I think he could continue to be great overall back, I feel. Places him number 9 on the list. I think he's better than Gordon and Collins, mainly because he has that breakaway ability and averages many more yards per carry than both of those players. At number 8, we have Devonta Freeman. And Freeman's an interesting guy because I feel he has the talent to be much higher on this list, like a top 5 player. When I watch him, he reminds me a lot of like a Barry Sanders, Marshawn Lynch combo. Runs with speed, shiftiness, and power. He has that squat, small frame I really like in running back. Lets him get leverage and bully people around. The reason he isn't higher on this list, though, is because he has a hard time finishing off seasons. Every year he starts at a pace that would easily make him a 1,000-yard rusher, but he really slows down near the end of the year, and you have to be able to finish off the season as a football player and be good in those games that matter most for your teams, which are those ones at the end of the year that determine where you make the playoffs or not. So Freeman is lower on this list than he could be because he really, really lets up at the end of seasons. When he's playing his best football, he's a really good running back. He had one season, he had over 80 catches and over 1,000 yards. So great runner and receiver. He just needs to finish off the seasons. At number 7, we have LeSean McCoy. McCoy has been the Bills' offensive MVP every year he's been with them. He's been running great, shifty, elusive. I would almost say he's been better than he was with Philadelphia. The reason he's at number 7, the reason he's not higher, is because he is getting older, and with running backs get greatly affected by age. Age affects running backs more than any other position. Pretty sure they last an average of 4 seasons. Their curve is really sharp. Like after about 3-4 years, most running backs' production really goes down. McCoy maybe could surprise me and still be great next year, but I doubt it with Cordy Glenn and Richie Incognito gone. But he's still a really good back, runs with shiftiness, contributes to the passing game when needed, and is a fairly clutch player, as, you know, when he won the snow game for the Bills and everything. At number 6, we have Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt burst onto the scene with the greatest debut in NFL history, racking up over 200 all-purpose yards and getting 3 touchdowns, and toppling the New England Patriots. So a lot of people during the preseason, a lot of people are saying the Patriots are going to go 16-0 easily that year. And then Kansas City came in and beat them first game with Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt had a bunch of really good games after that. Had like 4 games in a row where he got over 100 rushing yards. But then his production really took a hit after that. He had some pretty poor games, mostly due to the coordinators not getting him the ball enough, though, I feel. When Hunt has the ball, he's one of the best backs in football. He runs with power, speed, elusiveness, and he's a great receiving back as well. Hopefully his team uses him well, and he could potentially climb even higher on this list next year. At number 5, we have David Johnson, and this might seem blasphemous to have David Johnson this low on the list, because when he was last playing, most people agreed he was the number 1 back in football. The reason I have him this low is mainly because I have yet to see whether he will come back from that injury. A lot of people are forgetting that he got injured in week 1, and that left him out for the whole rest of the season. So it's a pretty severe injury. But Johnson, like I said before, when he was last on the field, he was the number 1 back in football. He had over 1,200 in his last full season. He had over 1,200 rushing yards and over 800 receiving yards. So I'm a great back. Reminds me a lot of what Saquon Barkley could potentially become. He's a great blocker, great receiver, great runner. Could be an 1,000-yard receiver if he played that position. Just a freak of nature. It's just yet to be seen if he could come back from that injury. Hope he does. At number 4, we have, Alvin Kamara. I'll just move this right here. Is that Mark Barron? Block Mark Barron's face. Bye-bye. Kamara, I've rated higher than David Johnson, mainly because Kamara has not had a serious injury like Johnson did. Kamara last year burst onto the scene just like Hunt. Kamara had, here's the stats right down here. He had 728 rushing yards and 826 receiving yards, which added up to over 1,500 all-purpose yards as a backup, which is ridiculous. He was the only back to average over 6 yards a carry this year. Was explosive. He ran with great power, great speed. He was the best receiving back in all of football. He could do it all. And this year, with Ingram gone, he'll be able to get even more carries and more plays. And some people are saying could potentially be next year's MVP. But as it is, he's the number 4 back in the league for me. He contributed a lot to him as special teams as well, taking a kick return to the house. At number 3, we have Le'Veon Bell. He's been a really great back for the Steelers, racking up 1,000-yard seasons, playing a unique brand of football, running with great patience, and bullying people, really, and being a great receiving back as well. The reason he's not number 1, like a lot of people think he should be, is because, for me, Le'Veon Bell's not the most explosive player. In that 2016 season, his longest carry was for 23 yards. And you got as a runner in the modern NFL, I want a running back that can take the top off the defense. I want a runner that can take it to the house at any given time. That makes the safeties respect you and the whole defense in general. In the modern NFL, since it's become such of a passing game, I feel you want the running game, instead of being a 3.5 yards per carry thing, you want it to be a guy that could take it to the house at any given time. The running game's almost become more of a change of pace thing. So you want a guy that can take it to the house on any given play. And to be honest, Bell can't do that. So that's the reason he's number 3 for me instead of number 1. He's still a really good back, though, don't get me wrong. Number 2, we have Ezekiel Elliott, the running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Elliott missed 6 games last year due to suspension, but when he was on the field, he averaged by far the most yards per game of any running back, with 98 yards a game. Second was Todd Gurley with 86 yards a game, so Zeke was averaging well more yards per game than any other back in the league. Zeke is a great runner, best pure runner in the NFL, I think. Can take the top off the defense at any time, runs with power and authority and speed, best vision in the league besides Le'Veon Bell. A lot of people say Zeke should not be this high because he does not contribute to the passing game, but I believe he does contribute to the passing game a lot more than people realize. His pass blocking is superb, and on most plays the Cowboys do have him pass block. So the reason he doesn't have a ton of receiving yards is because he's blocking most of the time, and you can't get catches if you're blocking. And he does what the Cowboys ask him to do, which is block on passing plays. He does it extremely well, which places him at number 2 on my list. At number 1, we have Todd Gurley, the running back for the LA Rams. Gurley won the Offensive Player of the Year last season after getting over 1,300 rushing yards and adding over 700 receiving yards as well, and being the engine for the number 1 offense in the league. I feel Gurley still has yet to reach his full potential, though. He's almost there. He has the most God-given abilities of any player on this list, I feel. He has the most talent of any of these players. And now he's finally figuring out how to use it now that he has a really good head coach and not Jeff Fisher, who I still think is probably the worst coach in NFL history. Ruined him up, almost ruined Gurley, and did ruin Vince Young's career. Gurley has a ton of potential. Like I said, he's super fast, super agile, can catch, can run with power, takes care of the football. Just a great overall football player, and comes up in big moments too. And honestly, I think at the moment he's not by far, but clearly the number 1 runner in the NFL for me right now. And we'll see if that comes true next season. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my list of the top 10 running backs entering the 2018 season. Let me know in the comments section, do you agree or disagree? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Buns out.